States is a country that struggled with race relations throughout its history, and still does today.
Racial conflict in America is actually more about perception than anything else. It stems from the two highly controversial concepts that are rarely talked about. It's what gave birth to racism. We're talking about the notions of superiority and inferiority, and where these notions originated.
Jesus was a white man too.
We're going to protect Christianity, and I can say that.
And there's a white hand on my chest, and I actually think I'm dead. I'm like, God, because like I see a white hand on my chest,
Jesus, he had a rough but kind face, sea blue eyes.
Racism always seems to be a hot topic. It often dominates the headlines and is on the minds of many Americans. Century after century, decade after decade, year after year, there never seems to be a shortage of racial conflicts. One has to be honest, though. We have come a long way. A lot of the rough edges of racism have been made smoother, and things are not as blatant or overt as before. We've made progress in addressing racial issues and abandoning offensive words that were once commonplace in our language. Blacks and whites have stood side by side in defending racial injustice, but there is still much racial disparity in this country.
Well, and I've represented criminal defendants for 22 years, and I see it firsthand, how white defendants are treated differently than how African-American defendants are treated.
No one wants to discuss the possibility that concepts of superiority and inferiority still exists and are also perpetually implied. We mainly associate ideas of one group believing to be superior to other groups with open white supremacists.
Would you consider yourself a white supremacist?
I do consider myself a white supremacist, sure.